are now exclusive here. This is with respect to the second COVID wave that has now shown signs of ebbing, shown signs of figures being pulled down. Concerns have been flagged already on the expected third wave, whether it is expected to come in here. This is, of course, also primarily much dependent on our COVID appropriate behavior when we step out. But more importantly, in this exclusive word that we've gotten with Dr. Subhas Prabhu, he's Maharashtra's head of COVID Pediatric Task Force, and he said that while there is no evidence here that the third wave may or may not impact children, our young citizens here, he has though further reiterated that following COVID appropriate behavior and prevention of protocols is the need of the hour. Take a listen into this carefully.
I understand that even a couple of days ago, the director of All India Institute also issued a statement, Dr. Guleria, that there's no real evidence that the third wave is going to come. But there's also no evidence that it won't come. If you had asked people in January of this year whether the second wave was coming and how high it would come and when it would come, I'm sure nobody would have given you the right answer. But because these questions were not truly asked, we were probably not prepared enough, and therefore we saw some problems happen. So the idea is not really whether the third wave will happen and it will cause problem and so many children are going to be affected. The point is, if it does happen, we should be prepared. Forewarned is forearmed. Now, the logic behind why children might be affected in the third wave, I can tell you 3 points. One is the fact that so far, children have not been affected so much. That's because they've been protected. They've not been going out of the house. Parents are naturally more protective about their children. And you really understand that the schools have been closed. One major point of contact where they can disseminate an infection from one to another is nurseries, daycare, schools. They've been closed for a year, but the schools cannot be closed forever. So this year, if the schools are going to start, there might be a rapid transmission of infection from one child to another. And the last point I want to make is the fact that this virus is tricky. It may mutate just for the fact that it has not affected children so far. We might have a new strain that is going to predisposedly affect children. So we have to be prepared.
Okay, so just on that point of preparation, as far as the Maharashtra task force itself is concerned that you're heading, what are the preparations that are in place in the event that such a third wave, which impacts more children, could happen? What are the preparations in place?
Okay, I think we can discuss this on two fronts. The first is the prevention, in the sense that while we cannot totally prevent the virus from doing what it can, we can mitigate its effect. We can reduce the impact. And this prevention can be done by basically 3 methods. One is the fact that, remember, if children are going to school, then there will have to be some precautions taken in the school. I mean, like, you go to a restaurant, you go to in an aeroplane for a flight, you are tested, the air hostess knows, the stewardess knows what to look for. So the same thing will have to be replicated in the schools. The teachers and the principals of the schools will have to be educated. That's the first thing. So that a child who's infected or potentially infected is kept away from school so that he will not infect her. That's the first thing. The second, remember, is the fact that children are going to get infected from their parents, from the adults who are going out now, even if school is not open. So the issues about sanitization, masking, and social distancing, they have to continue. That will be one major factor that will prevent the spread to children. And third, of course, is prevention by vaccinating children. Now, that's still in the future because we don't yet have vaccines that are recommended for children below the age of 18. But there are trials going on. So if the trials are successful, yes, we can consider vaccinating children to prevent. So these are what we can do to mitigate the height of the third wave or the intensity of the third wave in children. Now, suppose it does happen. What precautions is the task force making to improve the management of children in such a way? Now, the first thing is the fact that we are going to make a standard protocol for uniform management. Now, if the third wave does extend to the extent that we saw in the second wave, we're going to need all resources. Yes. There has to be a public-private partnership. So one of the things that we have done is that we have tried to get the government doctors and the private pediatricians and even the family doctors for that matter on the same plane. So we devised a standard protocol, and it's no great research. It's based on the ICMR and the Indian Academy of Pediatrics guidelines, but we made it practical, simple, applicable even in the rural areas. And this message has been disseminated so that every doctor to whom the child may go knows what to do and can reassure the parent that I know what to do, you will be safe. I think preventing panic is very important. Mothers need to know that their child is going to be looked after. The second, of course, is the fact that you're going to need medical facilities. You're going to need extra beds, maybe. You're going to need pediatric intensive care units. You might need high dependency units. You're going to need certain equipment there, certain medicines there. So we have to be prepared for that. And thirdly, as I said, we have to train everybody so that they know what to do. We have to train all the physicians, the pediatricians. Now, several workshops have already been held. You might be aware that under the leadership of our Honorable Chief Minister, we had a webinar on the 23rd of May. And I'm not sure whether you're aware of the fact that there were 84,000 people who tuned in. We had another webinar 2 days ago, again on Uddhav Sahib's Facebook page, where there were between 60 and 70,000 people tuning in. So we have to send this message out. We have to train everybody so that they know. Family physicians, pediatricians, paramedical workers. The webinar that we had 2 days ago was for the ASHA Sevikas, the paramedical workers that are there in the government. And we also need to educate the public. Parents need to be told that you don't have to fear. COVID is generally a mild illness in children. While we say the incidence in children may go up, it doesn't necessarily mean that the morbidity and mortality will be high.
Some very important things mentioned for all of us to keep in mind as we move ahead together to fight this virus.